Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another tier list Tuesday. Now, typically I'd do this with the light on, but I honestly didn't feel like getting up, so I do apologize for that. My face is a little bit dark, but let's get straight into it. So as you can see, we have the categories here, which is going to be perfect, amazing, good, best of available, and bad. I only made one bad category because basically how this is going to work is I took every anime I've ever seen, and I added the best character from all those. So this is the best of the best. So the chances any of them are in bad is very low, but it is still a possibility. So that's why bad is available. So let's get started. We'll get started with Kiritsugu Emiya. Now, I'm not going to say he is perfect or even amazing. I'm just going to say he's good. I wish there was like more backstory on him, but the show he's from is a backstory, so I don't think there's going to be more. I would honestly just love a show about Kiritsugu. His story is super good. It is the best in Fate, in my opinion. And at least from what I've seen. I haven't seen all of it, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I love his story. I think it's good, so I'm leaving him good. Next, we have Reagan Arataka. Come on, Reagan is the GOAT. He's got to go into perfect. He's awesome, right? He's sick. Reagan also as well. Just so many good moments, so many good moments. Next, we have Roy Mustang. He's going to go into amazing. He is a absolutely fantastic character. I love Roy, the greatest get back in anime, of course. Now, if you're wondering why I'm not putting him in perfect, this is very strict because all these characters are obviously the best from their respective shows. So he's not going to go in perfect because he just didn't hit me as hard as Reagan did. Like perfect is going to be reserved for those characters that like I relate to and I think about and I learn something from. Roy is just an amazingly writ character. You could put him in perfect, like writing-wise. I just don't really relate to him that much, so that's why he's only going into amazing for me, but I totally get if you'd want him higher. Next, we have Pesce from Bleach. I know people are going to say this is crazy. I love Pesce. He is good. I'm just going to put him in best of available, though. It's honestly between him and Grimmjow. Either way, I think they're both going to go there. I'm not saying they're bad characters or Bleach has bad characters. It's just... By the way, I've only seen the original Bleach. I have not seen Thousand Year Blood War. In the original Bleach, there's not much depth in a lot of the characters, to be honest, and none of them are really relatable. But Pesce is absolutely hilarious. You could Pesce / Grimmjow. I love Grimmjow. He's also awesome. So I'd say best of available. There's no one really too amazing in Bleach, in my opinion. Now, again, people are going to get mad, but remember, this is no Thousand Year Blood War. This is purely just original Bleach. Next, we have Megami. I like Megami. I'm going to put him in good. I'm actually going to put him behind Kiritsugu. I'm going to rank them in the tiers. Megami, I like a lot. I think he's pretty cool. That's about it. I just think he's the best character they got. Don't really need to explain much. Next, we have Kazuma Kuwabara. He's going into perfect. He's going to be behind Reagan, but this dude, I don't want to say carries Yu Yu Hakusho because all of the main cast are absolutely fantastic. One of the best main cast in any show, period. Absolutely fantastic main cast. But this dude is incredible. He's super relatable. He's super funny. He's the only real, like, human type guy on there. He's just the GOAT, dude. And he carries so much for what he has. Like, he's a perfect character. He's so good. Next, we have Kurapika, who is also going to go into amazing. I am going to put him ahead of Roy. I like Kurapika more. I'm just ready to see more. I don't read Hunter x Hunter because I know it will get animated eventually. I only read stuff that's not going to get animated. So I'm hoping when the anime comes out for the like next arcs and stuff coming up, I will appreciate him a lot more, especially when they get to the Dark Continent and stuff. He's going to shine a lot. I love him now, though. I think I'll love him even more, but right now he's just going to go into amazing. Next, we have Mugen. I think Mugen's going to go into perfect. He's going to go into the bottom. I am on the last episode of Samurai Champloo, so he might go a little bit higher, but I relate to Mugen a lot. He is super duper cool, and he is very similar to my favorite anime character of all time, so I think he's going to go into perfect. He's super relatable for me, and I am actually in a Japanese history class for my college, and the way he carries himself is the complete opposite from Samurai back then. Like, everything else in the show is like, honestly pretty accurate, other than Mugen. Mugen is not really accurate at all, which I love that about him, so that's why he's going to go into perfect. Next, we have Dot, who's just going to go into... Actually, I'm just going to put him in top of best of available, because no one in Mashal really has a lot of depth, really has a lot to them, but they're still solid characters. I like Dot. He's funny. He has a good power, and he's like an underdog to root for. So that's why I'm going to go with Dot. Next, we have Dazai, who I think is going to go into perfect as well. I'm probably going to put him above Kuwabara. I love Dazai. I don't think there's anything... You can't really say anything bad about Dazai. I think everybody who's seen Bungo likes... Like, there's nobody who dislikes him. I mean, unless they're just trying to be different. You know, you always have those people that are like, oh, popular thing equal bad because it's popular. But whatever. Dazai is goated. Everybody knows that, so yeah. Next, we have Reki Cayenne. I absolutely hate this show, but this character is actually good. It's the only good character in the entire show. I'm just going to put him in best of available because it's easy to say he's the best when he's the only good one, because you're comparing him to the people around him who are absolutely terrible. So I'm just going to put him in best of available. I think he's a good character, but he's the only good one, so it's hard to put him any higher. Next, we have Sarada from Boruto. This is not Naruto. This is specifically Boruto. Now, I was between Boruto, her, and Kawaki. All three of them are sick. I like them all, but I decided to go with Sarada because I think not many people are going to go with her. They're probably either going to choose Boruto or Kawaki. So I decided to go with her because I like her. I think she's cool. And I think she's a good character. I'd put her above Megumi. I don't think any of the Boruto characters have really got into that super depth yet. Now, I also did not... I know I could include people like Sasuke. Like, Sasuke is my real favorite character from Boruto, right? Like, the real best character. But I didn't want to do that since he just has so much development before. I'm just not going to count that. I wanted to do, like, new characters in Boruto. So just want to make that clear. And these characters are still being developed, so obviously there's still a lot to wait on that. Next, we have Shinra. I think Shinra is another perfect character. Now, these are obviously the best character from every show, so it's going to be top heavy, most likely. I'm trying not to, but I love Shinra. I am going to put him under Mugen, but he is the definition of a hero. I relate to Shinra. I think he's pretty cool. So, yeah, pretty simple. That's why he's imperfect. Next, we have Armin. I would say best of available. I'd put him above Reki. I don't really like anybody in Attack on Titan. The only other character I like is Hanji, or Hanji. I forgot how you say it. She's really the only other one I like. I don't really like anybody else in the show, so it's just between those two, and they're solid characters, but no one I really care about that much. So, yeah, I'd probably just put him best of available. Next, we have Baki Hanma. I think he's going to go best of available as well. I'm just going to put him over Pesce, because really, he's the main character. The whole show's about him, and all we really see him do is fight. I mean, yeah, you have some stuff with his dad, but other than that, I mean, he's just fighting and training. It's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not bad, but it's nothing real special, so I'm just going to put him there. Next, we have Brock. I think Brock is going to go in the bottom of good. He's hilarious. I love him in Pokemon. Pokemon's hard because, obviously, it is the definition of a kid's show. It's not like there's going to be other kids shows on here. Like, I'll just tell you Beyblade. And in Beyblade, that's not, like... There's depth in Beyblade. There's no depth in Pokemon, right? Like, they just are who they are. I'm just going to put him in good. I mean, he's a solid character. Love his moments, so yeah. Next, we have Beam. Beam is the only character I like in Chainsaw Man. Now, before everybody gets mad, I don't dislike any character, except Himino. I hate Himino. She pisses me off. I do not like her. But other than Himino, I don't dislike or like any character other than Beam. I like Beam, right? The rest of them are they're just there for me. Like, I don't hate them. I don't like them. And I'm not reading it, by the way. Like I said, I only read stuff that's not getting animated, so I've only watched it. And in the 12 episodes and in the movie, there's no character that's really... Okay, Angel, actually. I do like Angel. Angel in the movie was sick, but every other character is just... They're just there. So for Beam... I think I'm going to have to put him in best of available. I'll put him behind Pesce, though, because I think Pesce is a little bit more funny. But Beam's the GOAT, so I fuck with Beam. But yeah, I don't think I can put him any higher. Next we have Spike Spiegel. He's going in perfect. Spike is my favorite anime character of all time. I feel like if I was an anime character, I literally would be Spike. Me and Spike are like the same person, like same personalities and everything. Like, I fuck with Spike. He's the GOAT. Right? He's the greatest anime character ever, in my opinion. So, obviously, he's going to go in perfect. Next, we have Dante. I have only seen the new anime. I didn't even know there was an old one, to be honest. Now, I think he's going to have to go in best available as well. I'm going to put him under Dot because he's kind of similar to Dot. I'm not going to lie. Now, more is going to get developed, obviously, as the show gets continued. But he's just similar to Dot. So, everything I said about Dot and about Dante. Next, we have Decim, who's going to be an amazing character. He represents what humanity is perfectly. And I think that's really solid, something really nice to have. So he's going to go in amazing. Next, we have Asta, who is going to be perfect. I'll probably put him just above... I want to switch Mugen and Kuwabara and do this. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put Asta ahead of Kuwabara and Shinra. Asta's work ethic inspires me a lot, and I think that he is a fantastic character, and I never really get the hate for Asta. They're like, oh, he's too loud. He's not loud at all. Like, people are like, he's loud, he screams and does all this and that. I guarantee you Naruto, Luffy, like, any character does it more than Asta. Like, Asta really isn't loud that much. He's not really annoying. I never understand the complaints about Asta, because I hear people complain about it, and I'm like, he literally does. He just doesn't do that, right? So I'm confused. Anyway, I like his work ethic, his, the fact that he has no magic, he has nothing, and still makes something out. It's just inspiration, right? It's what Dragon Ball was trying to be till Gohan got all that bullshit, but that's a different point. I'm not even going to get on that. That's a whole video. I will make a whole video talking about why Gohan ruins Dragon Ball, but, that's a different story. Next, we have Ryuga. I think Ryuga is just a good character. I'd probably put him above Brock. He actually has depth to him, though. Unlike Brock, the Beyblade characters actually have quite a bit of story in them. It's not just a kid's show. It's actually a pretty good watch for adults as well, so I'd put him in good. Next, we have Rin Okumura. I'm going to put him in good, probably just behind Kiritsugu. He is a pretty good character. I mean, I don't know what else to say. His background and everything is cool. His whole story with his family and everything is pretty cool. His powers are cool. His training, his attitude and everything, his powers, like all that. It's pretty good. I just don't really relate to him that much. And it's like, I don't know. Blue Exorcist is just like, I want to say like a little bit confusing, So I think it kind of holds him back, but I'm going to put him in good. Next we have Kirito. This would be the first one in bad. I don't really like anybody in Sword Art, so like I guess Kirito. So yeah. Next we have Haru from Brave Master. Now, this show is incredibly bad, and the characters are not written well. But the designs are sick. But unfortunately, I'm still going to put him in bad just because the only thing there is to like about him is, like, his design. Like, his design is sick, but you watch the show, it's like, this show is ass. It is bad. It's not good, and he's not a well-written character. He looks cool, don't get me wrong. Now, I heard the manga is way better. I've only watched the show. And I've only watched... I could not make it through. I got to the 4th episode, and I was like, dude, it's very bad. I would not recommend watching it. So I'm going to put him in bad. Next, we have Sagara Sanosuke. I'm going to put him in good, probably ahead of Rin, and that's just because I think his character is going to get developed more. I haven't caught up on the new season. I've only watched season 1, and I think he's an amazing character, but there's definitely a little bit more there. I think he'll be pushed into amazing by the time the show finishes. But he's just not. He's from Rurouni Kenshin, by the way. I know the PDF anime people always get mad, but it is a good show. The author's a piece of shit, but it is a good show. So, yeah, but he is a very good character. Next, we have Motoko Kusanagi. I'm going to put her at amazing ahead of Decim. It's just one of those ones like I can't relate to, but she is so well written. This is a fantastic movie. It is Ghost in the Shell, if you do not know. I'd highly recommend watching the movie. The shows I've personally never seen. I know they're making a new one. I don't know if they're making a new movie or a new show. But I'm definitely going to watch that. I highly recommend you guys watch that when it comes out because this story is fantastic. There's a reason it's being remade for like the 6th time. Next we have Alan Walker, which every time I do the TikToks and stuff, like people always overglaze Alan. I think Alan's a decent character, but this show sucks. I'm going to be honest. It's not really a good show. I thought it was going to be good. Alan's cool, don't get me wrong, but he's not like an amazing character by any means. I'd just put him in good. Probably just ahead of Sarada. Like, genuinely, he's so overrated. And I watched quite a lot. I finished the entire 1st season. And then I got like 12 episodes into the 2nd season. And it's just not really a great show, I'm going to be honest. It's like a way worse Full Metal. The pacing is really bad. And it just has like that fairy tale feel where like half the episodes don't matter. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, Alan's still a cool character, but I couldn't finish the show. So I don't know what else he turns into. I am sorry, but like 50 episodes in or however far I got in, I mean, he's just a decent character. There's nothing really that special about him. Next we have Garo. Garo, I'm going to put in amazing. He is probably the only character in One Punch Man with a really any good writing to him. Like, the rest of them are kind of generic. Like, Genos, maybe, but even that is kind of a stretch. Garo is really the only one with anything to him, and he has a lot to him. He is very, very good. Such a good character, such a good villain. They're just doing him so dirty in the anime, and it's pissing me off. This might be one I do read just because of how bad the anime is. Next, we have Daewee Han. Daewee Han's an amazing character. I would put him ahead of Motoko. He is super cool. He is clutch. Now, this was a tough decision because all three of them are cool, but it was really between him and Mira Yu, however you want to say it, because she's awesome. I think she's one of the best written female characters in anything. Like, she is absolutely incredible. So I was debating between them, but I like Daewee Han just a little bit more relatable to me, mainly because he's a dude. So that was really the edge, just because I relate to him more. But Mira Yu is just as good of a character. They'd go in the same spot, so I'm just making that clear. But they're both fantastic characters. Next, we have Haruka Sakura. He is literally the only good character in his show, so he's going to go best available. I'll put him ahead of Armin. I don't think he's better than Beam. He's a good character. It's just, again, it's similar to Reki. It's like, the other characters are so bad. At least the story in Windbreaker isn't terrible. Like, it's decent. Like, the story in Skate the Infinity is awful, but the story in Windbreaker is decent, so at least that helps a little bit, but yeah. Next, we have Madara, who I'm going to put at number 2. He is literally the greatest villain of all time in anything. He's one of the best written characters of all time. He's one of the most overpowered characters written of all time. They literally had a plot hole out, which I'm still mad about to this day, and I'll die being mad at the way they took out Madara. It makes me mad. Madara, the best character in Naruto, of course. He is absolutely fantastic. He was my favorite character for a long, long time. I relate to him quite a lot, which I know might sound crazy, but, like, you know, he actually has good ideals other than, like, you know, all the bad shit he did. Like, he had really good ideals, and he helped build the villain. Obviously, so all that there. He's just very relatable, super good villain, super overpowered villain. Very unique in the way he does stuff, and if it wasn't for Spike, he'd still be number 1. Next, we have Jalal Fernandez. He's going to go in amazing right behind Daewee. The best character in Fairy Tail, hands down, not even close. Has the most depth, has the most interesting story. The only character you're really left wondering about. I mean, a lot of the characters at this point when you meet Jalal don't have their backstory or anything like that, or you don't really know much about them. You don't care because Jalal is, like, his story is that good. You're going to be thinking about it the rest of the time you watch Fairy Tail. And the more you continue with Fairy Tail, you're like, how did he not write anything as good as this? Because after Jalal, there's nothing as good as the Jalal arc. I'm not saying the rest of the arcs are bad, but you're going to continue watching, and even when you get to a good arc, you're going to be like, oh wow, this is great, this is great. It ain't the Jalal arc. It's not Jalal. Like, everything with Jalal is 1,000 times better. He is absolutely the best character in the show. And I know some people obviously are going to disagree. You know, people don't agree on everything. But I think he carries the show. So every time he's in it, which the part I'm at in it, because I haven't finished it, it's a long show. And it has its ups and downs, so I'll talk about that. But he is an amazing character, and he carries the show. Next, we have Kamina. This is another show I didn't finish because it's a mech anime, and I hate mech animes. Now, that's not to say I didn't give it a try. I did. I just hate mechs. I think objectively, so far with what I'm gotten through, it's good. I just can't stand mechs. I think they're stupid. I'm going to be honest. But Kamina is an amazing character from what I've seen so far. I can't put him higher than anyone else, but he's been super inspiring from what I've seen. Super great character, so I'm going to put him there. Next, we have Bakugo, the guy who should have been the main character in My Hero. He's an amazing character. I'd probably put him ahead of Daewee Han. Love Bakugo. I know that's kind of crazy because Bakugo's not like the super most in-depth character, but you obviously don't need it. You know, people tend to lean towards their sides where they're like, oh, characters got to be super in-depth, or like Dragon Ball fans would be like, oh no, it's just about who's the strong. You know, people like, there's the power scalers, there's the people who look in the writing and stuff. I like everything, so it just depends like how cool they are. And Bakugo, I mean, he's got the swag. He's got the aura. He's a fantastic leader, by the way. He is more of a main character than Deku. Like, he is an amazing leader. He's about it, bro. That confidence, that energy. Like, he's gonna walk it like he talks it, right? And his power is sick, too. The explosion stuff is awesome. He's funny as well. I mean, there's a lot going for him, you know? So that's why he's an amazing. Next, we have Eustace Kid, the best character from One Piece. Now, Kid is the GOAT of One Piece. I'm probably just going to put him at the top of amazing. I don't really think anybody in One Piece is necessarily a perfect character. There are a lot of amazing characters. There's a lot of characters I could put in this category with them. But I don't think any of them quite reach that perfect status. I think Kid is the greatest character in One Piece. He's the most relatable for me. He is basically Luffy, but with more freedom. Like they say, Luffy represents freedom. Kid represents freedom way more, in my opinion. Because Kid ain't never bitched out of anything. And being a slave to your emotions is not freedom. Kid ain't never been that. Luffy has, you know, where they ran at Sabaody. So Kid would never do that. He would have died right there. So that's why I respect him, bro. He ain't running from nothing. He's the most free in One Piece. He pretty much already has the One Piece. He is the most, like, he does whatever he wants already, right? Like, he doesn't care. So that's why I think he's the best character. I also think he is the best captain in One Piece. He is by far the best leader. He has shown the most compassion for his crew, which isn't hard because all the captains they focus on, like Law and Luffy, Blackbeard, they don't give a fuck about their crew. Let's be honest. Like, now they do, like Luffy and Law obviously care about their crew, but they really don't. How many times does Law abandon his crew? A lot. How many times does Luffy abandon his crew? A lot. Yes, because he trusts them, but you don't see Luffy treat his crewmates like Kid does his. Like, it's completely different. Now, obviously Luffy does care for his crewmates. I'm not saying he doesn't, because, you know, he shows it in every arc, but just not the level that Kid does. Kid goes above and beyond for his crew. He'd do anything for his crew, and I know you say Luffy would, but he also let Usopp walk over a stupid argument with the ship. Dumb, but whatever. Anyway, we have L from Death Note. This is another amazing character. I'm going to put him above Kamina just because I don't know everything about Kamina, obviously, but L is an amazing character. And once, spoiler alert, I would skip ahead like 20 seconds. Once L dies, the show goes downhill. I'm not going to lie. Once he leaves, the show becomes bad. Like, he carries the show. Now, him and Light do, but once Light doesn't have L to go against, it's just not that good anymore. Next, we have Lelouch, who is another perfect character. I'm going to put him at number 3. Another character I relate to. If I was in Lelouch's shoes, I would probably do exactly everything he did. Like, that is, I don't know. I have that same mindset as him. I would do exactly what he did. I feel like that would be my logical step. Like, every time it came to a point where, like, oh, we got to figure out what decision he's going to make, I thought of it. He did it. It was like, this guy is me. If I was him, like, that sounds stupid, but yeah, he's super relatable character for me. He's smart, super in-depth. The way he went out was awesome. Such a great show, such a great character. Next, we have Main from Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's kind of similar to Chainsaw Man for me. I don't really like a lot of the characters, but I don't dislike them. I don't like Rebecca, and I like Main. That's about it. The rest of the characters I'm indifferent about. But yeah, Main, I would just say, is like a best of available type situation. I like him more than Beam, but I don't like him more than Pesce, so that's probably where I just leave. And I will show the full tier list after we're done, so don't worry about my face cam blocking. Next, we have Onizuka. Ikichi Onizuka. I'm going to put him ahead of Motoko. I know I was talking about how Motoko is so in-depth, so this isn't that. And she is. But Onizuka is just hilarious as hell. Like, you just can't beat how funny he is. And he actually is a pretty in-depth character, especially if you read it. I haven't finished reading it because it is long as hell. If you don't know, the show is only like 50 episodes, and it is fantastic. The manga is so ridiculously long. I read the beginning of his backstory. Super good, by the way. And then it was like, hey, so you still got like 1,000 more chapters to go. And I'm like, huh? So yeah, I haven't read any more, but he's an amazing character, so I'm going to put him in amazing. Next we have Polnareff, the greatest character in JoJo's. He is a perfect character. I'd probably put him behind Dazai. Polnareff is the GOAT. I love Polnareff. I mean, I just can't say anything bad about him. He, appears in the most parts? No, maybe not, but he's the most impactful in the most parts, that being 2. You could say Jotaro, but come on, we all know it. Jotaro, you know, was kill stealing in part 4. Jotaro didn't, you know, he answered a phone in part 5, and in part 6, he ain't really do nothing. Like, he was the one in danger. So Polnareff's the real GOAT here, and he's hilarious. He's got a good stand. His stand is overpowered. If you know, you know. And yeah, I like turtles, so let's move on. Next, we have Ryoko. This is going to be a bad. I'll put her at the top of bad. she's not like a horrible character, but this show's way too goonery, and it doesn't stop with her, so, you know, it's just gotta go bad. I mean, I can't really put this any higher. Next, we have Sugimoto Saichi. Now, Golden Kamui is a very confusing show. It's hilarious, but it is very confusing. He is still an amazing character. I do like him more than L. Probably not more than Garo, though. He's an amazing character. He's super, super good, and he's the reason I made it as far as I did. I will finish the show eventually. It's just confusing. Like, it's not really written well. He's written well specifically, and a lot of the characters are written well, but the story is pretty confusing, but I'd say he's amazing. Next, we have Ashikaga Takauji. Now, like I said, I had that Japanese history class, and The Elusive Samurai is actually based on a true story. I hate this show, by the way. I do think it is the worst show ever created, and after learning the history of what actually happened, yeah, it is the worst show ever created. It's not even close. Like, oh my god, don't even get me started. I hate it so much. The reason I'm choosing this guy as the best character, he's going in bad because this show's fucking awful. They don't have one good character. But he's the only good character because he kills most of the Hojo. Now, unfortunately, he didn't get all of them. The Hojos were kind of pieces of shit in real life, at least from what I remember learning about. So they had it coming anyway, so it's not even bad for me to say that when talking about the real ones. But I'm not talking about the real ones because they didn't get wiped out like that. But in the show, the only Hojos that we see are annoying as fuck. I wish he would have killed them. The main character is the most annoying piece of shit ever, and I'm not going to talk about this much longer because I can go on and on about how this is the worst show ever created. That is why this dude is the best, because he killed most of the Hojo clan. They're pieces of shit, and they're annoying as fuck. I'm glad he got rid of them. Next, we have Takeshi Sendo. He is an amazing character. I put him ahead of Jalal. I can't really put him much higher because I haven't read ahead. I've only watched the anime, but he's incredible. I mean, it's a show about boxing, so I think you kind of know why he's incredible. Like, all the characters, it's going to be that indomitable spirit, that will to not give up, that crazy energy you got to have for fighting, right? But he's just the best at showcasing it. Next, we have Thorfinn, who, honestly, I'm going to put in good, probably behind Sanosuke. Now, I know people are going to say, that's crazy, Thorfinn's amazing. I haven't read it, and I don't really like Vikings, and he's the only character I like. It's kind of just, I don't know. I don't really care for the show. I'm going to be honest. So that's why he's not that high for me. I know it's the show, not the character. I think he's written incredibly well. I just don't really care for him. Like, not him, but the show. And it's like, when you're the only good character, it's like I said with the other ones, it's like, okay, well, it's easy to look good when everybody else looks bad. But now, finally, we have Zenitsu. I think Zenitsu is a good character. I'm just going to put him just right ahead of Thorfinn. I don't think Demon Slayer has any fantastic characters, but I do think Zenitsu is a pretty good character. His fights are really good. I like his personality. And yeah, this is the full list of the best anime characters. Obviously, leave your thoughts below. I know people are going to disagree, but it's just an opinion. So as long I won't get mad, there's no reason for you guys to get mad. You know, if you don't like it, you don't have to, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Peace.